for everybody. Today is April 12th. And can I have a roll call, please?
Meyer. Here. Whaling.
Here.
Caperos.
Here.
Kraus.
Here.
Missouri. Here. Possession.
Here.
We have the minutes from March 8th. Are there any corrections? If not, is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any questions? Roll call.
Meyer.
Yes.
Whaling.
Yes.
Caperos.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Missouri. Yes. Possession.
Yes.
Anyone from the audience wish to address the board?
Mr. President, there was also minutes from March 22nd meeting, I think that were impacted as well. I didn't hear that in the motion.
March 22nd?
So
Okay.
moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any questions? Roll call.
Who was that, John and everybody?
Yes, yeah.
Scott?
Possession.
Yes.
Missouri.
Yes.
Kraus.
Yes.
Caperos.
Yes.
Whaling.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
My apologies on that. And anyone from the audience wish to address the board? If not, we have the clerk's report.
Taxes received since the March meeting, total of $217,134.51. And a request for an executive session at the end of the meeting for approval and release of executive session minutes to the public.
That's it. Thank you. We have the village commission's beautification. Yes?
Oh yeah, we had a meeting last Thursday morning with the committee members. They plan on continuing to plant and do things of that nature. I've ordered 55 baskets, 27 for in-town and 28 along Dixie Highway. So we're moving forward with that project like we normally do.
One thing, other thing too, is they are cutting back on some of the flowers.
Yeah, minimal. Yeah, there's a couple small areas that they're not going to plant this year, but nothing too concerning.
Okay, 4th of July Commission, Trustee Meyer.
We have a meeting coming up tomorrow, correct? Yeah, tomorrow. It was decided to push it into a fall fest at the last meeting, but we're kind of waiting to see how everybody goes with the state. So we will meet tomorrow. That's it.
Question, so there's still a chance, is it that they changed that, or?
What happened was that they were pretty much a consensus of opinion to move it to the fall, but they did not officially vote on it because they had to make sure of what was available in the fall. If a carnival was going to be available, if the fireworks were going to be available, they were getting all that information. So then as of tomorrow, it'll be official. I can't see us having it in July, not the way things are going right now.
There's only one person that was for keeping it on the 4th of July at the last meeting, so
Yeah,
everyone else
that's
wanted
correct.
to move it.
So I would think it's going to get moved to the fall, and we've already somewhat announced it, but it was a tentative plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Historic preservation, Trustee Williams.
Nothing to report. We're waiting. I think a couple weeks we're going to have our first meeting after what happened with COVID and everything.
Thank you. Youth Commission.
I have nothing to report as well. They are planning on meeting in the next couple months after the board changes and trying to start planning, hopefully something for the fall, but that's dependent on COVID.
My report, first of all, I want to congratulate all the candidates that won. I wish you the best of luck in the future, and then more of a speech to come later, I guess. COVID, as we all know today, it opened up. Anybody 16 or older can get their vaccination shots. I know that several people, including myself, has gone to Moni with my wife, and it's relatively easy, short, sweet, and simple. They cater that if the senior citizens need help getting in, get help getting out, need help signing up for the second shot, they'll take care of all that while you're there. So they've been very, very helpful. Quiet zone starts when, man?
We're still on schedule for 2 weeks from today, the 26th, with the railroad flaggers. We're gonna, myself and Foreman Prattle are gonna go out tomorrow and start pre-marking some areas, get some locates called in and things of that nature. And so you should start seeing some slow progress happening over the next couple weeks. So moving forward.
Okay, thank you. I have the honor of proclaiming 2 weeks very special to our crew. And rather than reading all the whereases, I'll go down to the first one, which is the Municipal Clerks Week, May 2nd to May 8th, honoring our municipal clerks. Therefore, I Greg Samansky, President of the Village of Beecher, to recognize the week of May 2nd through May 8th as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerk, Jack Connor, and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to communities represent. And I have a motion in support of that.
So moved.
Motion
Second.
made, and there is a second. Any questions? Roll call.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, I'm moving along. at all.
Yeah. All right.
Just watch the
Pat,
tape.
Marcy.
Yes.
Hughesson,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Okay, I also have in honor of National Public Works Week proclamation, May 16th to May 23rd. I, Greg Samansky, Village President of the Village of Beecher, do hereby designate the week of May 16th to May 22nd as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies, activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our health, safety, and quality of life. I'd like a motion in support of that as well.
So moved.
Motion made, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Hughesson.
Yes.
All right, and with that, Finance Administration Committee, Trustee Caperos.
Consider a motion of approval of the treasurer's report of financial activity in the prior month. Donna?
The March month-end balance for the village accounts, $2,434,539.31. The total for the commission and special accounts, $176,990.38. The total of all together, $2,611,529.69. The month end for general, $670,009.03. The March commission bills, non-AP payments, totaled $276,880.86. Was a little bit higher, we had 3 payrolls in March. But other than that, nothing out of the ordinary. If there are no other if there's no questions, that ends my report.
We'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the treasurer's report of financial activity for the prior month.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Hughesson,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
All right, variance reports are enclosed for your review for the preceding month. Approval of bills for the prior month. And it looks like additions,
There were none.
none?
Yeah, it's all,
Wow.
because he came in this afternoon.
I think that's the first.
So the bills totaled, $140,393.21. Does anyone have any questions on them? I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the bills for the month of March for $140,393.21.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
I'm sorry, everyone. The fast-paced muffler break, we're clear on that, we're rotating, business in town, not out of town.
Yeah, I discussed this with the chief prior to the meeting. There may have been some confusion.
Any other questions?
Not that we'll bring it now, no.
Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Hughesson.
Yes.
Consider ordinance of supplemental appropriation to account for $200,000 in COVID funding, $40,000 for fireman's parking lot, $28,000 transfer to MFT for paint striping, and $212,000 in new MFT revenues. This is basically a housekeeping item. Everything's already been approved by the village board. This is just a supplemental appropriation that cleans it up for our audit.
1346.
1346. 1346. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve ordinance 1346.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Mussection,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Consider a resolution authorizing line item transfers to the village's budget for fiscal year 2021 to cover those items in the supplemental appropriation. This kind of companion to the resolution or the ordinance that just passed, cleans up the books for the end of the year. This resolution also picks up some of the engineering fees we previously approved for grant applications and approves the use of $34,294 we saved in the Waltz sales tax reduction of 50%. So
2021-3.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution 2021-3.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Mussection,
Yes.
Consider a proposal from Menard Consulting in the amount of $2,000 to complete an actuarial study of the village retirement benefit costs per GASB 75 for a 2-year time period. It is time to update our actuarial program once again for projecting costs for retirement insurance benefits. The village does not pay for any retirement health insurance, but it is required to post a liability in the audit for premium rates, which may be higher due to retirees or other ex-employees enrolled in our program under COBRA or in conjunction with the IRMRF deduction program. This study will then be good for 2 years and is an audit requirement. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve a proposal from Menard Consulting in the amount of $2,000 to complete an actuarial study of the village retirement benefit cost per GASB 75 for a 2-year time period.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Mussection,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
The village receives a tax levy certification. The levy rate actually dropped from .6835 to .6572. This is strictly because the EAV increased by 5.12%. I want to make sure it's clear that the entire board understands, which I believe we do, and that the public does, is that we did increase our levy. However, because the EAV rose at a higher percentage than what we increased, the residents will still see a deduction. However, we did increase our levy.
To public safety, correct?
Yes, directly for public safety. We are not a board with tens of millions of dollars and increasing. We are doing it strictly on a per basis. We went 8 years without increasing our levy a single penny. But I just want to make it sure that everybody understands, just because we dropped from the .68 to a .65, that is because the EAV rose higher than what we levied, our percentage of levy increase. Second to last, consider an ordinance authorizing the president and clerk to sign a new cable franchise agreement with Comcast until December 31st, 2031. This agreement is worded almost exactly the same as the last 10-year agreement and is based on the maximum the village can obtain under FCC regulations. This is a recommended template for adoption by the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus. Not much changes for the next 10 years, except that the cable industry may not be around with streaming and everything else, everything planning to go to 5G, which is totally unregulated. But I'll go ahead and for ordinance number 1347.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve ordinance 1347.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Mussection,
Yes.
Request for a closed session at the end of the meeting to discuss a collective bargaining agreement between the village and UIOE, Local 399 clerical workers, and also a price for the acquisition of an easement.
That's it.
Yep, I can close my report.
Public buildings and properties, Parks and Recreation Committee, trustee Whalen.
Okay, we're working on obtaining a new splash pad bid specifications and estimates. We're meeting with him next week, so next Monday at 10 a.m. So we'll have something for the next board meeting in order to roll it in. So we're moving forward with that. So that ends my report.
Planning, building, and zoning, trustee Missouri.
Planning and zoning commission, we're gonna hold a public hearing on a variance for a fence in the front yard setback at 1380 Mallard's Cove, Thursday, April 22nd at 7 p.m. I don't remember, Bob, is that gonna be here, or is that gonna be at?
No, it'll be here.
It will be here, so here at this building. That is all I have.
Okay, thank you. Public Safety Committee, trustee Cross.
Thank you. The status of squad car replacement, last meeting, we authorized disposal of 2 Dodge Chargers, replace them with the used squad, up to $19,000. Chief?
So we purchased a 2017 Ford Taurus that partially had still some of the equipment in it, prisoner seat, partition, console, gun locks. That saved us a lot of money on the building part of it. It is up and running, it has been striped, and it's on the street as of today.
I thought it did look sharp. And then the SUV,
SUV, they're about 90% done, and I'm hoping to have it by the end of the week.
and the delay is just getting parts in from the company we go through. It's just, the parts are delayed in the industry. So, that's all I have, thank you.
Okay. Public Works Committee, trustee Mike.
Consider an extension of an agreement with Carl Smits of Smits Farms for the disposal of leaves. Our current agreement expires in 2023, so we have 2 more seasons remaining. The compost site is at Goodnow Road in Ashland. However, the Public Works Superintendent thought it would be in the best interest of the village to extend the agreement to the length of our current contract with Homewood Disposal. This would give us 7 years of capacity for not only refuse and recycling, but also yard waste and leaf waste. We're also given the option to dump our wood chips at the site. Even if we were to pursue other options for yard waste, staff is of the opinion that leaf collection would still be Public Works' responsibility because of the volume. This agreement gives us 7 years of commitment. So the cost remains the same for 2 more years, but increases by 75 cents per cubic yard in 2023 to $5 per cubic yard with a $2,500 minimum for 500 yards compared to the current rate of $4.25 per cubic yard and a $2,000 minimum for 470 cubic yards. We generate about 500 yards of leaves per year, so this is perfect. Each truckload carries 10 cubic yards. It's recommended the agreement be approved. So I will make a motion to extend our agreement with Carl Smits Farms for the disposal of leaves.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Is there a second, any questions? Roll call.
Musician,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes. DCEO Fast Track Grant for the Gould Street Water Main Replacement Update.
We signed the grant agreement last week, Thursday, correct? We signed
Yeah,
it
we
Thursday?
signed a lot of these the last few days.
Yeah, a lot of things, a big sign.
Shove it in front of them.
Now it's gonna go to Springfield, they have to sign it, and then we can go to bid on the project. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. We ran into some permit issues with the railroad we're trying to work out, but I won't bore you with those details right now. But we're still pushing forward as fast as we can.
Part-time employee hiring process has begun for 1 Parks employee for Fireman's Park and up to 4 workers for the Public Works Department. And Matt, do you have an update?
I did 4 interviews last Friday. I have 1 guy starting tomorrow. He's going to be specific to the 2 Fireman's Park. I noticed tonight that they're already playing baseball out there and stuff, so we need to get somebody down there right away to get that area cleaned up. So, and then another kid is still in high school. He'll be starting on June 7th. So I got 2 more positions to fill, but I'm still going through applications, and I might open up the application process again here in a little while. But
You thinking just not using them all 40, is that why you're looking at interviewing and possibly hiring so many? Limit their hours?
yeah,
Good,
yeah,
I like it.
yeah. I'm gonna try to double stack like Wednesdays for meters,
Mhm.
and then I'll have 4 guys out doing meters alone on Wednesday. Is my plan. So.
Consider award of a proposal in the amount of $4,531.58 from McGill Construction for water main street patch repairs which occurred over the winter months. 4 proposals were received, and this was the lowest price of the 4. Superintendent wants these patches made as soon as the asphalt plant's open.
Indiana Avenue's one of them, I assume, right?
Yeah, by the Princess there, yep. We had another barricade get taken out today, so
Yeah, I saw it.
that's number 6.
Which is why we gotta buy some barricades.
Yeah, I have 25 barricades on order too, so, yeah. Yep.
So I will make a motion to award, proposal in the amount of $4,531.58 from McGill Construction for water main street patch repairs.
Motion on the floor, and there is a second. Any questions? Yeah. Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Hughesson.
Yes.
That ends my,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
not to say that ends my report.
Just one question, when are the plants open? Do you know yet, or are they open?
Hopefully they'll be opening next week. That's kind of why we planned the week April 26th for the railroad quiet zone stuff, because we have to widen some roads there. So hopefully soon.
Okay. Economic Development, Community Relations, trustee session.
Thank you. So we have a newsletter update. You guys have probably all seen in your email that there's the final draft of the newsletter. It was out on Friday, so hope everybody had time to give it a little read. I thought it looked pretty nice. Anybody have comments that they want to share?
No, look good.
Wonderful. So I think Jeanette's going to be getting it out to the printers pretty soon. I don't remember the exact timing, but it's moving along.
The individual that was holding it up got the letter into the newsletter, so it's not being held up anymore. I don't want to say who that individual was. You get that, Jeanette? Any old business coming before the board?
I just want to, as long as everything goes to plan, we'll be swearing in a part-time police officer this week, and then we will have them here to the next meeting to introduce him to the board.
Okay, that's all. Any other old business? New business? If not, I would ask a motion to go into executive session to discuss the release of the minutes and the union contract.
So moved.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
That was John again.
Yep.
Okay, hard to hear. Hughesson,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Caperos,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Okay, and with that,